Hey everyone, welcome to Bourbon and Breaches, where we cover one of our favorite bourbons and the top 5 most interesting data breaches from the last week. I'm Steve.
I am Shu.
Mike.
This is Miguel.
I'm Nikki.
So let's go ahead and begin. So for today, let's jump right into the bourbon. We have Old Forester 1920 style, Prohibition style. I've got it. Shu has it as well, right, Shu?
I do have it. I picked it up last night.
Are you seeing my screen with Old Forester?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So Old Forester is a really fun bourbon. It is, so I'm going to talk a little bit about where it comes from. It is right in the heart of Louisville, Kentucky. Right on, I think they call this Bourbon Row. Is that right? Has anyone been to Louisville?
I have, and I've been to that distillery.
Nice. We are doing their Prohibition style. So the claim to fame for Old Forester is that during the Prohibition, they received a limited permit to bottle medicinal whiskey. And they had to bottle it at least 100 proof, which is 50%. And so most of those turned out to be about 115 or so proof after the Angel Share. So Old Forester was making whiskey before, during, and after Prohibition. So kudos to them for figuring out how to do that. And I've always been told that the Prohibition style is one of their best. They have this whole line, Whiskey Row series. So Old Forester has a Whiskey Row series. They have a series of these bourbons. They all have the same mash bill. And the 1920 is just 115 proof of that. However, I've always been told that this is the best, and I've tried a few of the other ones. This is certainly my favorite. And even though they all have the same mash bill, this one has a very distinctive flavor to it. So one final thing about this one, this is also a 2020 San Francisco World Spirits Competition double gold medal winner. So this is, I think, our 3rd double gold medal winner, 3 out of 4. I'm going to be pouring this over a single cube. And I'm getting, so this is probably the darkest bourbon that we've featured on our show. Significantly darker than Ben Milam. This, I would say, is a dark toffee or even like a chocolate toffee look to it.
That's 57.5 strength, if I did not read wrong.
That's right.
That's beyond distillery edition.
It is.
They are like 51, 52.
Yeah, I don't think it's barrel proof. Barrel proof is usually 60%, but it's pretty close.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not messing around
strong.
again. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you getting on the nose, Shu?
So I have opinions on Old Forester. This is. I agree. This is one of the better ones. I'm really not getting that much. It's definitely a distinctive bourbon smell.
I get like chocolate toffee on the nose. When I think of Old Forester, I think of if you just took like toffee and chocolate and maple syrup and put it all in a blender. That's what I think of with Old Forester.
Which is not inherently a terrible combination.
Mm-mm.
But honestly, I definitely get the toffee I get the chocolatey sense. But honestly, when I take the first sip, I get a pretty strong burn.
Yeah.
That does go away after
Mhm.
after a few sips, so that's good. It's not like it lingers there forever. Honestly, I get a plastic taste out of this. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Probably my screwed up taste buds, but I'm like,
is this not a favorite of yours? Because this is one of my favorites.
I would say it's not. I would say
Wow.
I'm not a huge fan. Yeah. The Heaven Hill stuff, if you go to that distillery, it's a fun time. It's a great tour, very educational, but the Heaven Hill brands, I'm not like,
I don't get any plastic on this. I love this. It does have a burn, but oddly the burn, it hits me in the nose, and then it just leaves this little tingly on my tongue and lips until they go numb, and then it's great. And so I'm getting, toffee, chocolate, sweet. It's not overly sweet because it's close to 60%. But when I think of Old Forester, I think for as strong as it is, it's incredibly smooth, and it's got this lingering. It's got like a dense mouthfeel to it, and it's got sort of this lingering like sugar that it leaves on your tongue.
Yeah, it's definitely not as sweet as the others we've had before. It's definitely not as spicy. I don't get the little tongue dance that lingers on for a while. I get that a little bit, but out of everything we've tasted, it's not as strong.
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki, can you make sure tingling mouthfeel mouth dance makes it into our SEO for this episode, please?
People are going to be searching for that, wondering, is anybody else having a stroke, or is it just
Sure,
me?
tingling mouth.
Well, you mean your tongue and lips don't go numb when you drink this?